9440981. We are streaming live on YouTube, courtesy of Victor Pepple.
Yes, yes,
Clap for
yes.
yourself. Actually, don't.
No,
Yeah. YouTube.com
people
forward
should go
slash
and get an
smooth
authentic doing this thing.
981. Find us on the app Smooth 981,
Oh my
and you can
gosh.
leave your comments up on the live stream, and hopefully I'll be able to catch my breath from all the laughter.
Ah.
You can also
If you're
go
on
on
YouTube,
to
you can see what's going on. I'm in the middle of,
Tyson Fury.
oh my goodness, Shapoya and Tega just trying to squeeze my neck.
So I don't know what
Shapoya, leave my
happened.
shirt.
Pepper woke up on the wrong side of bed this morning because I've been sitting here, staying in my lane, just staying in this lane. And Pepper has just been coming and saying, Shapoya, don't do this. Don't come for me this morning. I ain't coming for no one. Anyway, where was I? Twitter at Smooth91FM, and we'll give you the rundown now. Minus Pepple. Court stops sports minister and Pinnock from conducting NFF executive election. What's that about? We'll be telling you. Buhari rewards Toby Amuson, Ese Brumi, and others with national honors and 200 million naira cash reward. Swiss legend Federer announces retirement. Dun dun dun. Obviously, it had to happen. And Sancho and Ronaldo fire United to victory. Lazio thrashed. Madrid derby doubts over Benzema and Griezmann. And Potter gets early introduction to issues that he's going to be facing he's already facing at Chelsea. Whilst Klopp mocks Bowley plan for Premier League All-Star game. And Leal absence leaves Milan searching for solutions against a revitalized Napoli.
Yes. So all the stories, and we start with
Pinnick. Now, Federal High Court in Abuja on Thursday restrained the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, and the President, Nigeria Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, from conducting the NFF executives election scheduled for September 30th in Edo State.
Well,
okay, stop the presses, y'all. If you're watching TV and you're watching a certain sports channel, we're just looking at the ladies in sports event that was held, and I'm just watching this. It's greatness, man, and all the women that were there and being celebrated. Fantastic stuff.
yes, amazing stuff. Mommy, I'm on TV.
Yeah.
All right, but let's go back to the story about this NFF election that is supposed to hold, but may not hold again.
2 weeks from.
Yeah, it was supposed to hold on the 30th of September.
2 weeks from now.
It's not. It doesn't hold. It's not going to hold anymore.
Tega, don't look at me. I'm doing
Yeah.
stuff.
So the first thing that I want to say is this. You have to look at the names of the people that are filing the complaint. Harrison Jala and the rest of them. You're just wondering why on earth are you? I mean, their complaints as sometimes crazy as it is, the timing is wrong. Okay, so according to them, they're saying that the NFF status as is doesn't give opportunity for people who have played in the game before to just randomly come in, because according to the status, in order to become president or to serve on the board, first of all, you have to be an FA chairman, which makes sense. I mean, if you haven't run state, why do you want to run federal? That's basically what they're saying. Run state first before you run federal. I totally understand that, because you have to start leadership from somewhere small, and the NFF is such a political global beast that you cannot just come in with only your technical abilities and think that you can run it. You have to know how to be diplomatic, how to manage the politics, how to manage the structures and the systems. You need to know all of that. So basically, the laws just says run federal, run state, then you can now determine if you are going to compete for federal. They are not saying that we don't want to. We just want to have played football, then just come up one day and decide that we want to be NFF president. I use some little feel so that tomorrow you come and make tenureship 7 years, these are 4 years. Anyway, so at the end of the day, they've put this before the court, and the elections have been suspended. There was also a bomb threat. Some anonymous group sent a letter saying that that they're going to bomb the NFF election.
What did they do to them?
Thank you. Just anything to make this election not to hold. And it's
But wasn't this the same election that they had parallel, one in Edo, one in Abuja?
No, I was doing you. That's basketball. Stop.
But why? No, I know. I mean, why do they always do that when they have one election?
Look, once it's time for election, you know how Nigeria, everybody wants to be Oga. That's the problem with it. We don't understand that you can serve without sitting in public office. People don't understand that. And that's where the beginning and the end of our problem is.
I'm just seeing messages coming in up on the WhatsApp platform. Pepper, they're calling your name. And President
You want me to
Buhari
stand up?
yesterday in Abuja conferred national honors on Toby Amusan, Essie Brome, and other athletes who represented Nigeria at the 2022 Commonwealth Games and World Athletics Championships. And they were also gifted a cash reward of 200 million naira.
Yeah, that's a good injection of money
Yeah.
if it comes in. But that's
Very good. What's a very big
should
thing?
come
that's
in.
that's a good injection of money into sports. Look, the minute and here's what that does. Remember when I think it was former President Jonathan Goodluck who also injected money into entertainment industry, and all of a sudden you start seeing with the people with industry, and the entertainment industry completely changed. Because where the government points a finger to is where, I mean, if you're a company, you'd want to just align with that strategy. So that's a good injection of money into athletics, and I hope that the money comes into athletics and goes into the athletes and the infrastructure that this athlete needs to grow. That's what is important. It's not just dropping the money. It's accountability. Okay, we gave you 200 million. Where is it? What did you do with it? Where are the athletes? Those are the things we want to hear. But that's a good recognition. But on the other hand, order of the Niger, is that what they call them? It's
National
OON,
honors now, yeah.
OON, not MON. So the footballers that I think they gave MON, they gave OON. So
National honors. I'm so proud of them.
so I yeah.
Officer of the Order,
Order
of
of
the
the
Niger.
Niger, yeah. Officer of the Order of Niger, yeah, not MON. So I didn't even know that they're all different titles, but hey, I don't have one, so what am I doing? Okay.
Give them one now.
But really, really a fantastic one. All the athletes were hosted, everyone that won the medal and that came. So it was beautiful to see that finally, the government has recognized them. And there'll be more recognition coming in. And this is what we want to see. Recognition is not enough. I just want to say, Sha, ladies in sports did it first.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
yesterday, I was having an interview with the APC national woman leader who was at the presidential villa when we were having that chat, and she was like, "Oh yes, that they took the athletes to meet the president." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh well, in Lagos we did it last week." I know the person. Tega, she did it last week in Lagos.
Yeah, it's easy to
you
brag now.
are doing it after we did it in Lagos.
Well,
It's
but
just that
it,
Tega did not allow me to come and chop rice.
it was
last
it
week,
was
but-
great to have that though. It was just great to see the government recognize the athletes and all the paparazzi that went on with it. Now on social media, I remember people were saying, she's collected handshake, she will not be able to win. Following the Kamaru and what's his name, Anthony Joshua.
I hope she wins her next.
But that's how they used to say that Drake taking picture with Drake was bad luck. It turned out it wasn't. So this will not be bad luck.
All right, and
Yes, Swiss tennis legend Roger Federer is to retire after next week's Laver Cup, after admitting on Thursday that his battles with knee problem has forced him to call time on his historic career.
I think I like what.
graceful
See,
swan.
first of all, exactly. You see, so 3 major tennis athletes have retired this year. None of them have been surprising to me.
Really?
Yeah, I expected Ashibati to. I said it in January that Ashibati can retire any day. She just.
She did actually.
I said it in January.
It's just
and
that
she
we
did.
didn't expect her to retire. Quite so it's like she heard, oh yeah, thank you, Tega. Bye guys.
So I expected Ashibati because she was too content. She looked like, I've done all I need to do. I can go any day. So that was the look she had. I expected Serena at some point because she really just didn't have the will to even train. And when you have this kind of thing, you know that the end is really near. And for Roger Federer, he would have loved to play just a little longer, but he was not recovering quickly. After the first back surgery, when it seems like it's about to go on court, they'll say, there's that little tweak you're feeling. We need to do another surgery. Or his knee, like recently, I think it was last week that they found out that there was liquid in the knee, there was fluid in the knee, and it was infected. And he's supposed to be playing in Laver Cup, next week. So it was his body just didn't want to heal, and he just said goodbye. But this is exactly how I expected Roger Federer to go. I didn't expect that Roger Federer would come on court and say, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm leaving, and all the fanfare. I expected him to do it like this. Very classy, very graceful, he just likes to shake the world in anonymity. We've not seen him, but he shook the world yesterday. Everybody was talking about Roger Federer retiring from not having the spotlight on him. That's how he came in 1999 and then beat Sampras, and everybody was like, that's the greatest tennis player of all time. He hadn't won a slam. the first time they said it.
Wow.
And then he's gone on to win 20. So this is exactly how I expected him to do it. And this is exactly how I expected Serena to do it. I remember when Serena said she was going to retire, I said, I'm surprised she even announced it. Because usually she's the kind of person that will avoid it until the last minute. She'll be like, oh, well, I retired. I just forgot to mention. And that's what I expected her to do. But I suspect that her team told her she had to go out with an announcement.
That she's more than
that
just,
she's more
she
than,
can't be
yeah.
doing what she needs to do.
Because
She needs
left
do it
to
for the people.
Serena alone, she will not tell you goodbye. She just be gone.
Okay, now Tega. So I hate to put this name out there in contention, but when we talk about Federer, you know his loving rival Nadal, and his walking wounded ways. Are we going to see? I mean, what do you think? Make a prediction here.
Nadal is already preparing us, because now he's telling us, because of his first son that he's expecting, he's already telling us that there are more important things than tennis. Nadal never said that before.
Never thought that before.
Exactly. All of a sudden, he's telling you that there's more important thing than tennis.
My God, if all of this happens in 2022, we'll just be like, whoa.
He's not living in 2022, but the end is near. Especially also as his body is breaking down the way,
man.
So expect it maybe in the next 2 years, but yeah, he's
one
not
more
living
person
the
that
same.
needs to leave, whether you look at me and roll your eyes or not.
Which one?
The next story you're about to take.
Ronaldo.
Yes.
It's Ronaldo again.
Look, you can't be telling people when to retire. They have a career.
I don't understand.
I don't understand what's wrong with you.
Ronaldo's
Why don't
body
you
is
retire
not-
from
Look
it?
at his
Yeah.
first goal. Look at when his first goal is coming this season.
I'm
Pepo.
sorry. I did not. They
Said what I
Did
said.
they not pay him his salary last week?
But he's not been proving himself.
When was your last award?
When was I thought you wanted to ask me about my last salary.
I just want to ask when was your last award, because you're just saying if people don't score goal or win trophy, they shouldn't continue playing.
Pepo.
So when was your last award? Because if you don't have any award, you shouldn't continue
It
being
was
already.
2 weeks ago. I don't know why you're
Which
doing
2
like
weeks
this.
ago? You
2
didn't
weeks
have-
ago, I'll show you.
Oh, yeah, show me.
Show
Chopin
us
knows
now.
what we're talking. Let me show you. I have it.
No, not accolade, award.
Now you sabi. I'll show you.
Which one do I
It's
know?
accolade he wants to show.
Well, Cristiano Ronaldo scored
No,
his
we're
first
going on a
goal
break.
this
We're
season.
going on a break. We have to go on a break. So let's go on a break and just end this part of the show with the question.
He should retire.
Pepo,
He should
which
retire with a bag.
award did you win 2 weeks ago? Tell us on YouTube. People, take it to youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos.
This is how you
Well,
can wear
show us
uniform.
the award.
So
I'm not aware.
because people wore uniform today now, I will not rest in this locker
Show us
room.
the
I will leave
award.
the locker room. I'll just leave the locker room.
Yes, you
That
can
will be
vex
your
and
retirement
leave. You
plan.
can vex and leave the locker room after you show us the award.
Let me show you now. Let me just you were should be Mr. C told you about it now.
That was not an award.
No, but it is now. What do you call award again? Do you know that?
You don't know what the award.
No, but do you know that even your certificates?
That's
No,
the
No,
list.
that's the
It
list.
doesn't matter.
He came on a list
It
and
doesn't
he's not
matter.
saying
It's
award.
award.
Guys,
No,
he
no,
was
no,
on
it's
a
on Ballon
list.
d'Or list.
But I did not win it now.
No, exactly. You did not win either.
No,
Why don't you resign?
mine was a win.
Why don't you
Mine was a
resign?
win. He has not been scoring any goals. I'll soon resign. Very soon.
Because I don't understand what you're doing. You can't be telling people. They're
People
doing
is
their
just,
job.
I mean, people wakes up and he's like,
Yeah.
who should I tell to resign today?
This is
What's up
this
with
is
No, but he should have.
no. This is their job. This is their career. They work to get paid.
But
As
he's not
long
been
as
scoring
they're
goals.
getting getting paid,
He
they are
has not
fulfilling
been
their
scoring
purpose.
goals.
But then all of the
I-
footballers should retire because at some
Every
point or
time I
another
come
they
and I don't
do
fulfill,
well.
I feel angry with myself. I should feel ashamed
Why
of
do you leave your
himself.
salary?
Can you see that?
You
When they play,
leave your salary when you don't feel fulfilled.
Thank you, sir. Tega, you know,
Let's go back
Thank
on
you.
it.
it's good to have Tega in the studio. From time to time, people will say some stuff.
for your ears
And
only.
in your mind, you're like, this is nonsense. But then he'll try and make it work.
It's your business, Chopin.
We need
Ronaldo
Tega at all
should
times.
resign,
We have-
and he will soon resign.
Say
Watch.
it on no,
But
say it on
no.
Twitter.
See what I said, right?
We're coming back
That they
to
should
goal.
stop.
They're coming
They should.
back.
Yeah, I'll say it. That look at when they even benched him. The boy started scoring goals
Wait.
for Man U.
Wait, let's go. Let's go.
Pepo, you have the floor. Say what you want to say.
So I said, now when the league started, right, Premier League, he was starting the matches and he wasn't proving himself.
Just say
After
your
the
one
first
sentence.
2 matches, right, he was on the bench and the boys began to play. And look where they are now on the league table.
And he hasn't helped at all.
For where? It has always been a debate. It's shameful for me when they play him
Let's
70
get to
minutes.
this story first. So let me just conclude on the story. So like he said, Manchester United yesterday won their first game in the Europa League by
And
scoring
Cristiano Ronaldo scored for his first
Yeah.
time this season.
2 goals. And Cristiano Ronaldo scored for his first time this season to ensure that they got that win. So great one for them. Also, Roma got their own win. Remember last week when Roma was suffering, they just scored an equalizer, and just when they thought they had the momentum, then they conceded again. So they finally got their 3 points on the board yesterday by winning 3-0. West Ham also won their game by 3-2. That game was really close and really tight. But Arsenal's game, as you all know, got postponed. So those are the English teams in the Europa doing the business. But this is not the really exciting part of the Europa. It's when they get to knockout stages. But for Pep, he has already picked on Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, really, Cristiano Ronaldo wanted to move away from Manchester United. That's part of the distraction.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't like Thursday night football. Big boys don't play on Thursday night.
He's like, what am I doing?
What am I doing here? I mean, think about
small
it.
pond
He
is this
scored
big
yesterday and no balls. Because it's Europa. Like, all this glorious talent in Europa.
Guys, Ronaldo is a star. He needs the sky, not
Thank
some
you.
bubble on the
Do you
ground.
understand? You're telling it's like telling George Clooney to go and act in a college play. He's like, I'm an A-rated movie star. Why you? It's sad. But yeah, that was the distraction, and hopefully he'll settle into his role and start getting the goals for them. But let's take some of your messages and see what you have to say to Victor Peppo. Victor, video.
Okay, Shakwabawoni. Tega Wekobiro, haha, 200 million for the ladies. It's nice, but please note that the presidential approval is far, far different from the disbursements. Remember, Super Eagles that won 1994 Nations Cup got their houses in 2021. Roger, like Bird, has flown away. Please, results from yesterday's Europa.
Okay, that's what I told you.
Okay, come on. We have got this one from Zen.
Said Tega, you almost ignited the world war between Shakwa and Purple, talking about Venus or was it Serena Williams retiring? And then what's wrong with I don't know that.
Oh,
he's speaking
Urobo for what's wrong with you in exclamation.
Okay.
Is he right? Oh, Tega,
I
you
have
don't
no
know that
idea.
one.
English right now. I can't.
Please, if
do
you
it.
want to spell my name, spell it with Pepple.
Ah!
Thanks and God
Oh,
bless.
by the way, can I just say I told my sister I was gonna out her. She always calls you Pebble.
Oh gosh. Oh
And I'm like,
gosh.
no, it's Pebble. And she's like, no, Pebble.
Oh
And I'm
gosh.
like, wait a second, it's Pebble. Yeah, some people just like to call you Pebble.
Yeah.
Continue. So Tunji says, Pebble, make you beg Tiger Supremo. Shaka, well done there. Ha, 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 ha. You just feel for Victor Pebble in the who's this Akintoye?
I just feel for Victor Purple in the studio. Violence everywhere.
You don't
Yes,
understand.
my head.
I just want to begin after
I'm
violence.
sorry, when somebody comes and knocks you on your head and then starts crying when you knock them back, there's a problem.
Then this one.
Read it.
He said, Victor, stand up now.
Yes.
No federal slander, of course I won't. We won't accept it at all.
You managed
Go
to give
outside
Serena
now.
slander, but
No,
it's
it's not.
federal.
It's not Serena slander. Don't do this. It will not look like I'm against the women.
Pepple, you have been against 2 of us in the studio.
You the
And
people
you
have been
did
pressing my
everything.
neck since. What are you talking about?
And you've been against Serena Williams. Have you seen the pattern?
From
No,
the
I've
start.
not been against her. I like her so much. I'm only saying that leave when the ovation is
Pebble,
loudest.
the boss is coming. The boss is coming. The boss you keep telling me I want to throw you under. Let me not do it. If you keep standing on this, your moral
I will
ground,
leave the show
I
for
will,
you.
I will drive the bus and let everybody know.
All right, let's take some more messages.
All right, Olu from Alaka says, unvictorious Victor, Harry Kane and Wayne Rooney didn't start the season on fire. You are just a Man United hater. And he also says, oh yeah, okay, yeah. And we call you Pebble because you're being strong head. Oh my god. Okay.
I'm sorry on your
this one.
behalf.
Shay says hashtag Pepple and Pepper. Pepple when Tega said that Tyson Fury loaded blow against you in the studio, you began to shake like chicken. Come and face your WBO fights. Man, you and Arsenal Thursday players, well done. Oh.
We don't fight women. We don't. Let's
They'll do
more
what?
messages. More messages.
They'll do what?
Let's
You know
do
the video is live now. They'll say, "People,
They'll
look
do
at
what?
our
Speaking of
see
video.
height.
Oh, that's exactly what Goliath said to David
See.
right before he died. Let's take the next story.
Yes, please, let's do that. All right, so moving on now. Moving on. Okay. Oh yeah. So we are going to be talking about Atletico Madrid, who are determined to put a dent in reigning champions Real Madrid's 100% record when the teams meet on Sunday in the derby at the Wanda Metropolitano in La Liga.
Yes, so both teams have different problems. So Ancelotti was asked about Karim Benzema missing the Madrid derby, and there he is saying, you know what, we can't replace Benzema, but we'll find ways around him. And they found ways around him. They won midweek without him, so they found ways around him. On the other hand, Atletico Madrid suffering from poor results in recent time, or inconsistent results in recent time. And to make matters worse, Diego Simeone was saying that Atletico Madrid play Atletico Madrid play better with Antoine Griezmann on the pitch. However, because if Antoine Griezmann plays up to a certain amount of minutes, Atletico Madrid have to pay Barcelona some money. Atletico Madrid have been managing Antoine Griezmann's minutes. So it's a really tricky situation. They don't have the player that makes them play their best football. And they play against their rivals on Sunday who have a 100% record in the La Liga. It's a tough ask if you ask me. I mean, Real Madrid is definitely winning this on paper or on current form. But Sunday can prove an aberration and Atletico Madrid win it. So we need to see.
Thank you. I just
Sunday
wanted you
is
to
coming.
finish on that so that Shopper can read this message.
I'm not
quickly.
reading that message.
Like Shopper, read it.
Up on YouTube, Emerson JTV says, "Good to have you back, Tega. I miss you, Lady B." The spell is off on CR7.
Yeah.
Ogundikwe says, "I became a lover of tennis because of Roger Federer. He's just the best of them all. I'm my best sportsman of all time.
I'm telling you.
EPL starts this weekend's glory." And LK Adirogba says, "I agree with Peppo. Ronaldo should retire like yesterday. He scored a penalty and jumped to the sky shouting, 'Sway!' He earns too much for doing too little. He goes back to... He can go back to Sporting if need be," I think is what he's saying. He also says, "Only God knows what Chelsea's problem is. We've employed Harry Potter and still can't perform magic. I've given up hope on Chelsea this season and I know peace."
On Ronaldo's behalf, I'd like to say that that's what happens when you develop in the game and you have paid your dues. As a CEO, you work less than the people at the bottom of the table because you are because
penalty to be making noise.
It's you that know. It was the entire stadium that shouted "Sue." It wasn't Cristiano Ronaldo. It was the entire stadium. So please allow him to earn his money. Okay,
so since Shopper will not read it, I'll read it by myself. Ali from my papa says, "What's all this purple bullying now? I beg, I stand with Pebble, Joe. Justice for Pebble, please."
When
He
you
said
guys...
Pebble.
And spell the name right.
He said Pebble.
Spell the name right.
And that Pebble was deliberate.
When you guys see
No, he
defense
said
as
Pebble,
offense, is when you don't know what's going on the inside. Pepple is lighting fires and then running away from
Exactly.
the burning house.
All right. So let's
Chimali
now.
Victor says, "Looking forward to another exciting weekend as my darling Arsenal will be in action as we will continue from where they stopped. And for Manchester United, they shouldn't be carried away with that victory last night. God bless Nigeria and long live Smooth 98.1.
Now, Graham Potter got an early indication of the reasons Thomas Tuchel was sacked as Chelsea were held 1-1 by Red Bull Salzburg in the English coach's debut in the Champions League.
Well, first thing I must say is Raheem Sterling is having a good time. Chelsea wins, Chelsea loses, he's scoring. Do you understand? You can't fault him. He's doing his own job.
Exactly.
But Chelsea just suffering on every front. They score a goal, looks like they're going to score a second and go on to win, and then they concede a goal against Salzburg, and the game ends. So Graham Potter at this point, I would say I can't judge him on this alone for several reasons. Number one, he got the job suddenly. Nobody expected that Tuchel will be sacked and Graham Potter will come in. Even I'm sure when the discussions were going on, he was like, "You still have Tuchel in your under your employment, so I don't think I'm getting job." So I don't think he knows that. Then the starting 11 will always be tricky because he's just getting to know the job. The misfortune for him, and some people call it fortune, but it's a misfortune for me, is that this weekend they don't get to play again till next week, and so it's too many days out of competition. How is he supposed to know who his players are going to be? But it's really tricky. They didn't play poorly, but I didn't see that new manager bounce that a lot of teams used to have. So yeah, he's in for it. Should be, he said he was happy to have a big club on his CV.
Well, he's got
To whom much is given, much is expected.
All right, and Jurgen Klopp has poured scorn on the idea of a US-style All-Star Premier League game floated by new Chelsea chairman Todd Bowley, asking whether the Harlem Globetrotters will also be involved.
I want to say this. Look, the idea of All-Stars, because of I have All-Stars history, I know it's very American, but because I have All-Stars history, All-Stars does a lot of things. Now, players put their best performance so that they make that All-Stars weekend. Also, the money they make from All-Stars weekend for the league alone is massive. The viewership is massive because they don't only sell the All-Stars, they sell the lifestyle. The city that is even holding in gets a boost. There's a lot that comes with All-Stars, but this is European football. It's not American football. It's going to take a while for people to adapt to all that because they just want to play football. They're just like, what's all this drama about? Remember when they do music performance before the UEFA Champions League and the footballers are like, get that woman off the pitch, let's play ball. It's just the reception is very different. The audience is different.
Not about pageantry, it's about football.
It's about football. So it's culture. And so you're coming into the league with your money, and yes, we thank you for supporting the league by buying and owning a club. But hey, there's a culture here, and you can't just bandy ideas about without understanding the culture and seeing how you can work it from inside. Change is good, but all change takes time. So whilst me, Tega Anojafe, I enjoy the all-star idea, I just remember that this is Europe. Not America. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it's colder. All right, and that is that for the locker room. Tega, don't look. You can find Tega at Tega Supreme up on Twitter and all the good work she's doing at LIS International with no A between the N and the L. Coming up, it's gonna be some good stuff. Lagos will be talking for Feel Good Friday on Smooth 98.1. Let's get on with it.
Why are you running away from the studio? But you only 1 minute next week.
And see our messages here, we did not take them.
We can't because we've got a hype. And so we've got lots of saying, hey.
Sorry, people. She wasn't being bad. She was being efficient.
Thank you.